I'm going to do an insight video today. Over the last few weeks, I've been talking about sort of like diamond consciousness and the union of the soul and the union of like oneness and qualities and things like that. And I've been having a lot of integration going on over the last few weeks, and I'm getting it more and more at the moment. I've woken up this morning, and I've got an ascended being that, or a universal teacher that stepped forward, dressed in deep rich purple colour and like long white hair, long white beard. And usually when I see this is like connected to sort of like the Melchizedek order, which is very much around like universal wisdom, ancient wisdom. Again, it connects, like when you get anything like this and you get guides that come forward, they're very much connected to the oneness and the eternal truth. And the eternal truth is this notion of spiritual reality and spiritual dimensions and frequencies, that all things are connected, that nothing is separate. And it's very much around that, again, the universal truths and like the esoteric wisdom through the ages. And this is what this time's about, and this is what I feel is going on very much so, continuously. Because again, you've got to remember that in the eternal moment, there is no separation. There is only vibration. There is only frequency. And this sort of understanding of this diamond consciousness, where all things are connected and all things are unified and nothing is separate and everything is together. It's all one consciousness, it's all one frequency, it's all one vibration. And this is the oneness sort of consciousness that is coming through to the planet. And I'm very much getting that with this deep rich purple. The deep rich purple colour is very much around sort of like Azrael the angel, and not Azrael, Raziel the angel. Sorry, I got that wrong. Azrael is the sort of like the archangel that very much helps with sort of like death and rebirth and all those kind of things. As Raziel brings this universal like truth and universal wisdom. And like that colour is very much around this deep rich royal purple, which is very divine in vibration and frequency, because it brings the universal vibration, the universal frequency. And this is what this kind of, the esoteric sort of wisdom and knowledge is very much around. Again, we've been talking about Atlantis, and we've been talking about Lemuria, and we've been talking about these vibrations and these frequencies, these keys to the universe. And they're keys because they're like golden keys of consciousness, of understanding, of wisdom, and these golden keys that I'm seeing in my mind's eye are like opening. They're opening us up to the wisdom of the ages. And again, the wisdom of the ages is very much around, again, these vibrations have been here, these vibrations, these frequencies, and the consciousness and the awareness and the awakening that's coming through to many of us is telling us that these vibrations have always been here. The wisdom, the knowledge, the teachers, the universal guides, the masters are around us, and they're bringing through these many different sort of these many different vibrations of frequencies and consciousness of the oneness of the universal lords, universal teachers. All these things are coming back into this age, and this is what this time's about. It's the reclaiming. I keep saying this word, reclaiming, and this is what very much started with the group I did quite a while ago, where it was Atlantis Reclaimed, and it was very much around. That was the starting point of the journey of consciousness. As we start to open, expand, and start to become more connected, we start to realise that the wisdom and the understanding and the knowledge is there, the vibration of the oneness, the frequencies around each and every one of us. And this is what this time's about, and this is why I've been told, and I feel like I'm being guided to talk about, like, again, the universal laws are like a correspondence and things like that, because correspondence is, again, about the awareness and the awakening to the oneness vibration and the source vibration of creation. The source, the source energy that is the creation of all things, and that we're all connected to that. And this is again what they're saying. They're saying, the masters, the teachers, the guides, the angels are all telling us this, that we're all part of a oneness vibration. There is no separation. All realities, all dimensions, all frequencies vibrate as one, and you are part of that. You are not separate from it. And again, this is the teaching. It's the awareness that once again we're unified with that energy, that consciousness, that light. It's always been there, and that's what's happening on the planet at the moment. There's a massive shift in consciousness. We're all being aligned, we're all being sort of awakened to that, and each and every one of us are going through that on our own vibration, our own frequency. And again, the spirit world and the spiritual dimensions and the oneness vibration and frequency works on many different levels. So we're all connected. Not one being can be separate, because we're all beings of light and energy, and we're all connected to that oneness vibration, that oneness frequency. And this is like the eternal truth, the eternal moment. And this is what they've been saying to us. And this is why this integration of the higher self is so important. And this is what we're all going through. We're all going through an ascension and an awakening. Ascension is the process of coming back to oneness. This is the guidance I receive, and this is the understanding that I receive from the beings that work with me. Ascension is coming back into oneness. It's coming back into that oneness vibration, and this is what this age is about. It's coming back into the eternal wisdom, the eternal moment, and that's coming back into oneness. It's and this is what the reclaiming is. The reclaiming is we're all sort of coming back and awakening to that we're all connected, that we're not separate. It's like we've been dormant through years of vibration and frequency on the planet, and we've been dormant, and it's like many events and things have happened, like through the planet, that is now sort of like the planet is prepared, and the energy is right on the planet, that we're all consciously again awakening back to that time. And the reclaimment again is connected to the age, the spiritual age of consciousness, the spiritual age of awareness and awakening. And it's very much connects back to, when you talk about Atlantis and Lemuria, this is what happened in these ages. This is what the guides and the angels and the masters, and I feel these universal teachers are telling us, that there's been many ages. There's been many ages of awakening, and we're going through one right this time, in this moment, right now. And again, this is what the Great White Brotherhood, the universal teachers, are bringing through to us. And we're going through this awakening now. I've also got another guide that comes with me. So I've got two guys integrating. I've got one with the deep purple, and he's like a universal teacher with a long white beard and the hair. And again, a beard is like a long beard is like wisdom. It's like ancient wisdom, ancient knowledge of it. And white is purity, clarity, it's truth, it's union. And then the long white hair is the energy they bring. And the colour of the robe is connected. So when you look at the colours, the other guide is like a lemon yellow colour, and this guy's been coming through for quite a few weeks, and this being looks exactly the same again with this other being. They all look very sort of ancient, wise, wisdom sort of like guides, but that's how I see them, and I've seen them for many years like that. Even when I used to do like I used to sort of like channel and draw, they all look like that. They all had long hair, long beards, because a lot of these guys are universal teachers and universal beings that bring this great wisdom, insight and energy. This yellow colour is again, but I also feel like I was talking yesterday very much around sort of like, I was watching that sort of that YouTube link that was very much around sort of like Atlantis, and it was about Lyra, and it was about Helios or Helion, Hellas, I think, or Helios. I can't always, and Andromeda and all these kind of things. These beings bring wisdom into like ages from that time, but they also had like priests and priestesses, and it was talking about this yesterday. And the priests and priestesses brought an energy and vibration, but they were also a channel. They were a channel to the source energy and the oneness vibration, the different sort of dimensions, like astral traveling and all that kind of thing. They would travel to these dimensions and gain insight and wisdom from these vibrations and frequencies. But I also feel these guys with me that are coming are universal teachers, and they're bringing that kind of vibration, that frequency. They're bringing the wisdom, and each and every one of us are opening up to that and becoming that consciousness, and that sort of like, we're becoming open as channels to consciousness again, and we're being aligned again and unified with the universal's wisdom, but also the oneness vibration. And this is what I feel this yellow guide is bringing as well. They very much feel like these are ancient teachers that are bringing universal wisdom, and it's like both of them are integrating. But again, the integration again is with the higher self, is like when you're in the higher self vibration and frequency, you're in that eternal moment, and you're open to the many different frequencies and the many different vibrations, and you're open as a channel to receive insight and wisdom from the many different teachers and guides that are bringing the consciousness and the wisdom and the vibrations and frequencies to this planet at the moment. This time is an awakening in consciousness, and it's an awakening how to use vibration, frequency, and to become light beings again. And this is what this eternal truth and eternal wisdom is about. But it's also expressing your truth and your sort of qualities as this soul, as this being that brings these qualities for this time, for this age. And this is what this time is about. And it's very much around, like I said, union and oneness. It's all about that at the moment, and this is the kind of frequency. Also, one of the guides that you know is definitely a teacher, because and like a guide, because I've got like the kind, he's just put a staff in his hand, like a big like wooden staff, and the staff is very much around sort of like, whenever I've seen that, it's sort of like Merlin the magician, things like that. They're very much around alchemy and creation and stuff like that. Which is, but the staff is also sort of like magic. It's like a magical time at the moment. We've got very high vibrations, high frequencies that are in this. But the staff, whenever I see like that kind of staff, a wooden staff in there, it relates very much to that sort of like teacher guide, that these are teachers. Both of these beings are universal teachers, because the wooden staff is symbolic of, like for me as a sign, it's very much symbolic of like a teacher, an ancient one, an ancient being bringing ancient wisdom, and it's a teacher, a universal teacher, a universal guide, a spiritual guide. And that's why he's put the staff in his hand to show me. But this being is massive, and it's the being with purple that has just put the staff in his hand as I sit there and I'm connecting into this. He's a universal teacher because he's dressed in purple, bringing this universal wisdom, this universal truth, the universal wisdom, like insights, guides, truths to us. And I know he's a universal teacher because he stood with the universe behind him, and I can see the stars and the planets behind him, and he stood there, and he's filling the universe. He's filling the universe in my mind's eye. So I know he's a universal teacher, and that's what he's bringing through. He's telling us that he's bringing universal wisdom, universal truth, universal understanding and consciousness to this time, as that is the purpose of why he's here. This is why he's come through. This is why he's connecting today, and this is what this time's about, and this is what these moments about. So when I was talking about sort of consciousness and wisdom and awakening and ascension, both these guides are saying that's what they're bringing. There's many universal teachers, there's many universal guides bringing that universal wisdom that hasn't been to this planet for a long time. And this is why you're seeing the shift in vibration of frequency, consciousness, wisdom, understanding, and it's all coming through now. And this is what this time's about, and this is why I've been directed to talk about universal wisdom, universal truth, the eternal self, the eternal self, the eternal truth, the eternal moment. This is why they're telling me to talk about this, because we all need to become in that vibration of oneness again. This is where the union comes. This is where the channels open up. This is where the portals, the gateways of, once again, we can bring down that vibration and frequency of source energy and union from the spirit world, where we will once again become aligned and unified with it and bringing through, and we all become channels to bring this energy through to this time, to this age, which is what's needed, but it's also what is is part of the design. You know, this is what it's saying to me. It's saying that there's the ultimate design, and as we expand and as we become more sort of aligned as spiritual beings, these universal truths and wisdom will come through, because they will help to expand the consciousness and give us insight, understanding, so we can express light in the way on this planet to once again bring it back into union with all creation, with all oneness, vibrational in the eternal moment, and again, this like eternal truth, the eternal moment and of the eternal self, as we integrate these energies. And the integration is so important. This is what I'm still feeling. The integration is so important, and this is why these two guys have integrated with me. One, they've gone both sides. One was on my left shoulder, and one was on my right shoulder, and both of them were stepped forward, and one was in yellow, and they both looked exactly the same in one in they both looked exactly the same as beings as they presented, with the long white hair, and they bring this universal wisdom, this universal clarity, this universal understanding. So this is what this time and age is about, and that's the insight for today.